If you go face to face, belly to belly with 5 to 10 decision makers a day, you become a multimillionaire. You're going to get knocked down. And if you get knocked down, if you don't have this support group around you, you might just stay down. I'm very boring. I do basic things and I do them over and over again.
First of all, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
My pleasure. Thank you, Phil, for having me.
Yeah. And what I love hearing about you got started very young in this business. And what I'm always interested in is that moment where you knew not only could you do the job, but you were going to be good at this job. What was the moment for you when you said, aha, this is my thing moving forward? Do you remember that event?
Thank you for having me here, and honored to share some insights to hopefully help some rookies or even veterans to advance their career to the next level. I started at the age of 18 and floundered. I was selling new homes, $4 an hour and $100 a house. Didn't really have any coaching or real direction.
Yeah.
And did that for this builder while I was going through college. And at the age of 22, I interviewed with Xerox Corporation. I had 13 interviews over a 9-month period of time. Thought I wanted to sell copiers. Still was in real estate, not really doing much because it was just new homes I was doing.
Yeah.
Same day that I got offered after 13 interviews in 9 months with Xerox, I got offered a job to sell 700 townhomes nearby in a waterfront community. And I jumped on that. They didn't have any sales for the last 2 or 3 months, and I sold 5 the first month in December just by going through the old recipe box of prospect cards from the last salesperson. I called everybody there, set up appointments, and sold 5. I said, I know I can do this now.
You can do it. Yeah.
And I didn't have any coaching. I kind of self-taught, read a lot of books, Dale Carnegie, and I'd have sales tapes, cassette tapes, and I'd listen to those during the day if I didn't have customers to self-improve. So I would encourage everybody, a couple key points. Number 1, don't quit.
Yeah.
Number 2, you need to self-teach yourself as well as to go today. You have so many opportunities for learning opportunities and coaching, whereas I did not have that. So I realized, hey, I can do this at age 22. So I started and we continued to sell a lot of houses. I went on to sell 192 that year with 167 settlements, and just gain more confidence. So the key is find a coach, find a group that will support you. Don't quit. Be on a journey of self-improvement, and you'll be starting to stack your wins, and the domino will take effect.
Yeah. Did you grow up with sales in your family? Did you have a sales background, or did you just get bitten by the sales bug?
I have a lot of great people that have been in my life, but my father owned a used car dealership. I do not come from money. And he sold used cars. He owned a dealership. Nobody was in the real estate business. A neighbor dressed fancy and looked nice and drove a Cadillac Seville. Always admired her. I told my father, who told his builder friend, that I liked the lady and she looked successful. So I was attracted to success, being able to help people and to command an appearance that you can be a professional in this business and really make a difference. So that woman, Mrs. Dorsey, made an incredible impact in my life. And so different people, in fact, I just dropped off a gift to her. I framed an incredible letter and gave it to her. She broke down crying. I said, you gave me my first paycheck. It was illegal. I didn't have my license at the time. She gave me a referral fee. And I said, you inspired me to go to the next level. Without her, I may not have gotten in real estate. So through trial and error and many failures, but today a lot of people want to get in and make the quick buck. If not, they move on. And that's one of my greatest challenges is seeing rookies fail or not have the right tools to be able to advance.
To move forward. Yeah. Hi, friends. If you're enjoying this great conversation so far, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. And to get more from our guest, check out the model from my conversation in the links below. Now let's get back to it. It's also very clear, right? I mean, it doesn't take a lot of digging into your background to realize that you're also pretty competitive. right? I mean, competition, whether it's business or sports, or, I mean, you seem to enjoy competition. Is that fair?
Well, I think everybody maybe that's in this business, and if you're not, I grew up playing sports, and my childhood was just simply amazing. Six of my closest friends, we all lived next door to each other. From the time we got up in the morning, we would be playing softball or basketball or a sport. Then we do relay races in my neighbor's pool. Then we would be playing Monopoly at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, again competing.
Yeah.
Then going for dinner, come back and play Tin Can Jimmy, where you would do this game where you hide and people try to find you. We were competing all day long. So I have a very competitive nature in everything that I do, and I like to bring that out in other people. That if you're going to play the game, you might as well play to win and play to make a difference. So yes, I'm very, very competitive in what I do, and I'm always looking for ways to be better.
Okay, so honestly, did you let your kids win when they were young and growing up? Like if you're playing a game together, or were you all in all the time?
Well, if my kids are really young, I would make it tough on them. I would give them the game, but I want them. So all of them are accomplished athletes, and they all have incredible work ethics. And I think this parallels into business, that you need to have an incredible work ethic to be in any type of business, definitely real estate, to not just work on yourself, but prospect, take failure, get beat up every day, make no money for a while. I mean, I was broke for a long time, and I remember going to grocery stores, coupons, and not being able to check out things at the counter because I didn't have money. I was 22 years old, didn't have money, and then you just set goals for yourself. And my goal then was to become a millionaire by the age I was 30, and that would have been in 1988, and I achieved that goal. And so, setting goals and being passionate about what you do, and if you love this business. So you got to surround yourself with great people, and because you're going to get knocked down. And if you get knocked down, if you don't have this support group around you, you might just stay down.
Yeah, that's a really interesting. It's an interesting way to look at that idea of resilience.
Yep.
Right. We often say, well, I need to be resilient. Well, there are moments where you're going to get knocked down. Resilience can also come from having your 5 buddies that you grew up with on this, on the street, having your people around.
That's why everybody needs accountability partners and to meet with people, because what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? How can I be better? I'm very guilty of that. In fact, might just be obsessed with it, that I always do an autopsy of what could I have done better, whether it's in business or relationships or whatever. How could I be a better parent, or how can I be a better person? So you always look to see how you can improve and do a lot of self-examination. And in this business, I think a lot of people should hold you accountable to your activities. So write this down, everybody, if you're watching this and listening to this podcast, because I want you to walk away with some real information. I don't want this to be just another podcast, because there's tons of podcasts. Make sure that you're clear on what you want, and that you're passionate about going after it, and that you have a plan to get there, and you have somebody that's going to guide you and help you over the hurdles. And that you don't give up. And if you're going to play the game, you better play to win, because this is very competitive, and the market's getting more and more competitive. So play fairly, but play to win, and give it your all. Give it your all. Nobody wants to be around a loser's locker room. Everybody wants to be around a winner. So I just listed a house for $2,050,000, and they said, "Boy, your enthusiasm and you're so positive and you're so confident." I'm like, if we do this, I'm going to get these results. This is what's going to happen. They want to hear from an expert. You don't go to your doctor and say, "What do you think we should do, doc?" The doctor says, "I'm not sure. What do you think we should do?" I'm like, you're asking me.
What do you think we should?
How do you want to treat that colonoscopy? If my doctor asked me that, I'd say, we're going to follow your advice, not my advice.
That's right.
So in real estate, the clients are looking for you to guide them and advise them what to do. That's why you got to be always working on yourself to be better, more knowledgeable of the market, your communication skills, how to deliver the message, because they are looking for you for this, how to buy, how to sell.
Yeah. And they want to hang out in a winner's locker room. That's a great way to think about it.
Nobody wants to be around a loser's locker room.
Yeah. So you've built very big businesses twice. Right. So it was Builder's first choice, right? Early 90s. And then again with the Lucido Global and Bob Lucido team. But I want to take you back to that moment when, okay, you've got your own business dialed in, and now you're saying, I need to do this. I need to bring in help. I need to bring in leverage. I need to bring in others. I need to build a team around me. Mm-hmm. What pushed you first to make that leap from solo practitioner to Rainmaker team leader before you scaled big? But what was that first step from single to group?
Let me talk about two companies. At Builder's First Choice, I never sold a resale in my life. Built the company up, and we had 300 employees. We were the second largest new home sales company in the country. Sold in 16 states. Sold 1,000 lots that year. Sold 3,000 houses. And I went from being you're either alive and growing or dead and dying. And I realized this was my next step. I was selling myself. Now, if I could teach other people, I could leverage myself and teach people and have a nice big business and have fun. And we did exactly that. And I had 20 key managers under me, under my direction. And all I did every day was what I love doing. I never touch a piece of paper after 9 o'clock in the morning. I get up early and I do dictation and I do computer work. But from 9 o'clock on, I'm meeting people face to face, belly to belly, and I'm prospecting and getting business. So number one, I was doing what I was doing. So I did paperwork in the morning. Second, I would go around and meet builders and developers to get business. I was prospecting. And number three, I would focus on our marketing, how to deliver to get the message out there so that people would want to call us. I loved it. I had somebody else running my managers. We had somebody in my land company. Life was great until 2008 came along. And 2008 crushed me and many others to where I had to lay off everybody, close the company, lose millions of dollars, and decide where I want to start over. And that's when I started the Bob Lucido team with my wife, Tracy, and we had maybe 5 people. And we actually made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. I say we, it's really me. We made a lot of mistakes. Should have gotten a coach earlier on. So for those of you, I paid a lot of dummy taxes. So don't pay the dummy tax, get a coach and get guidance. So we grew big, but our profits weren't anywhere where they needed to be. And so I know how to grow a big business and get business. Having it structured and then profitable is a whole other thing that we're always working on and always improving. So then we started the Bob Lucido team. It was really kind of, I won't say easy, but people saw what we were doing. We were doing stuff nobody else was doing. We had incredible value proposition. We represented builders. We did guaranteed sale. And I guess we had 40 agents on our team, and we didn't have any recruiter. It was just people coming to me, and I tell them, look, I'll help you grow your business and make money. And then I opened some offices based on that premise that everybody wants us. Opened too many offices, millions of dollars out there. And now we're closing 2 of the offices. The other 2, we actually own the building, so we're keeping those. So doing it right, we've got coaches and we have people that guide us right now. We want to make sure that we're doing it right. I'll give you some advice. If you're a single agent right now, you can make a couple $1 million a year easily, several $1 million a year. If you want to have showing agents and an assistant, and you do what you do best, which is maybe just listing houses. When you go to the next step, which is recruiting a couple people and bringing some people on, you better be careful because they're going to suck your time and your money, and you think that you're making money, but you're really not. You're just being busy. I think the messy middle is dangerous. So that's why we're big and we're trying to scale larger.
And you just answered the question that I was wondering about, which is scale, large scale. Mm-hmm. That sounds like that was a conscious decision for you.
It was that we wanted to, because we saw our model, and then we went out and opened up 27 cities. We were in 27 cities in 6 months. We're like, everybody loves this, but we were with the wrong people. And then we closed down 14 locations. And then we've constantly changed our model. Right now, there's some top people in KW who think that we have one of the best expansion models out there, that the program that we have is really good, but we've changed it over the years. So now we just need to get in front of more people to share the message and show them how we can make their lives better and more profitable.
Okay. That's the key, right? I mean, business has an obligation to be profitable. Otherwise, it doesn't sustain. It doesn't last.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. What was the first big, like when you think about risk taking, all of these are decisions, and all decisions involve a degree of risk. But what was the first thing that felt to you like the big risk, the big step in developing Lucido Global, where you are now?
The biggest risk was opening the company, and we put a whole bunch of money into the company. We didn't go like what Gary advises to. I violated some rules, which is probably what you're not supposed to do. And I invested a lot of money because I wanted to grow it fast, and I didn't take a paycheck for 2 years. I constantly just reinvested and worked 7 days a week. Doesn't sound very smart looking back, but I wanted to have the growth and wanted to have the success. And it did work, but I wish I'd had a coach then to guide me on the things that I didn't know. So everybody here, when you can get a coach, if you can't afford it, get an accountability partner. Be coachable. In fact, the 5 things we look for when hiring anybody are: number 1, integrity; 2 is be a team player; 3, they have to be coachable. Integrity, team player, coachable. They have to have a servant's heart, and they have to have the tiger in their eye. They have to have passion. They got to want it. The world's full of a lot of lazy, smart people, but the person that is driven, highly motivated, is the person that you want to see on your team.
Yeah. You're looking for hustle. Hustle may be too simple a word, but you're looking for doers.
Yes.
What was the oh crap moment for you? There has to be something, right? So you're reloading, you're relaunching, you're building, you're scaling out in a new resale world. What caused you to say, "Oh man, I got to do this differently," if anything?
Well, when we were closing down the new home company and starting up the resale company, we had to. I was closing down leases. I was closing down copiers. By the way, the toughest thing to get rid of was a copier lease. And so the aha or the oh no moment was, we're coming out of the worst recession, 2008. It was the worst crash ever. And you're putting everything on the line. And I just believed in myself. You've got to believe in yourself, and you got to put your head down and believe, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give 110% because nobody can outwork me, and I will make it happen. You got to have that incredible belief in yourself. If you don't have that, don't take the risks. But I had that, and I'm many sleepless nights, walking the halls, have kids to feed, going to school, and I'm thinking, okay, what assets do I sell to make this work? It was very frustrating. But if you believe in yourself and you take action on a consistent basis, you will be very successful if you have the right plan and you have some guidance.
Changing gears a little bit, but maybe not. When you think about scaling and growing and building something that has, as we've established, right, a big footprint, how do you know when to take the next step? Like, what is it that tells you, I need to go here, I need to try this, I need to make this move? Are you looking for opportunities? Are you looking for the right person? What is it?
Good point. I guess when we started expansion, I realized that other people were doing it, and Gary had a vision of it, and that we could do it. And if we're doing so well in Maryland, why don't we do it somewhere elsewhere? So number 1, we viewed it as unlimited potential opportunity that we could do this and duplicate what we're already doing. So we saw a need and said, well, we can do that. Right now, we're looking at growing our business here in Maryland and then growing expansion because we believe there's opportunities there. But we got to find the right people that fit, because you're better off having nobody than having the wrong program.
Yeah. We just had a conversation with Matt Leva. I don't know if you know Matt, but he made the comment that the right people idea. He said a small team of A players will always beat a large team of B players. And I loved that idea.
You're 100% right. In high school, we had all these basketball players come over. I was only a sophomore. I was not on the varsity then. All these people came over from other high schools. Today, you couldn't do it because you have districts. But on paper, nobody was beating our team. Nobody was beating our varsity team. And I remember it was a terrible season because they were all ball hogs. They all were gunners. They weren't team players. They argued amongst themselves, and it wasn't a successful program. Finding people that want to work together on a team and for the betterment of the team, it will produce a lot more results than people that are in it just for themselves.
Yeah. Such a powerful lesson. I mean, sports teaches so many good lessons. They really do. What systems, what structures do you rely on or have you had to build to grow to the size that you are now? Like, what do you swear by for managing a large scale operation?
Having the right management team in place. But we had our own marketing team. I'm right here in the marketing office now. We had our own marketing team 14 years ago. That's critically important. I hope I'm answering your question.
Well, getting your message out. So having folks that can help get the message out.
We hired our own recruiter, sales trainer, coach. But we really have taken incredible leaps with our technology. Jack Mazza and my son Robert and a gentleman named Justin and our team work together on our technology, and we believe we have the best program out there. And a lot of our expansion teams tap into it. We have a lot of things that other people don't have. We have marketing, staging, photography, and we have all these guaranteed sale program, moving trucks that your clients can use for life. So we make it easy for people so that they don't need to do any of that. They can just tap in and do their work. If they just do their work, they'll do really well. They don't have to worry about writing brochure copy or anything like that. We take care of all that for them.
Yeah. You're a believer in specialization, it sounds like.
Yes, I believe we all should try to.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should all try to master what we do best. I own commercial real estate, but I really don't understand it. So I have somebody else that leases it for us because I'm not in the commercial world. I would rather stick with high-end luxury listings and work together there. I think that's one of the areas that I've missed out on. I think I might be changing my personal model, working more high-end and specializing in that area, becoming just the household expert there rather than doing a little bit more than that. But I don't get in commercial real estate. I had a property management company with managing 20,000 properties. We sold that. I'm very boring. I do basic things and I do them over and over again. Yeah. And I think that's the key. And Gary said one of the dangers of our business is the wandering eye. Maybe I'll get into this. Maybe I'll get into that. It all sounds great, but do a couple of things really well.
Yeah. Success. What's Gary's phrase? Success looks like making peace with repetitious boredom, right?
That's right. Yep. Yeah. And I do believe that success leaves clues. That just look at successful people and what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to circle back and make this point very clearly. I mean, you're running a massively large organization and you're still on a daily basis, face-to-face, voice-to-voice, and belly-to-belly with clients. I mean, you're doing business. You're doing the job.
Well, yes, 100%, Phil. And I'll encourage everybody. We think big, but we try to act small, meaning we still treat the customer a certain way. We're looking for ways to be better, but be careful getting too big if you lose touch with your agents or your customers. And what I do, I'm still different than a lot of people, but I choose to do this and I like it, is I'll give you something that should make everybody here $500,000 easily in the next 3 years. Okay?
Love it.
All right.
And we'll put it in the show notes when we're done too.
I'll just give it to you right now.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the key. And this is what I did at New Homes, and this is what I do now. I have a part of my system. If I get too bogged down with stuff, I get uncomfortable and I want to jump. I want to get out of my environment. I must always be in the productive phase of my business. Productive phase is being in front of clients, people that can make a decision to help me advance my career. If I'm spending time managing, and it's the old saying, working on your business or working in your business. If I'm managing home inspections and I'm doing this, I'm losing money. I went to a seminar when I was 18 years old. Tom Hopkins, the sales trainer at the time, charged $10,000 a day. I thought that was an amazing amount of money for a day. Still is, but they get much more now. There were 5,000 people there. I spent $29 for my ticket. $29 I didn't have, but I went to a seminar.
Yeah.
And at the end of the seminar, somebody came up on stage and said, "Tom, that was great, but you just wasted 4 hours and 50 minutes of all of our time." And the room was dead silent. He said, "Yeah, Tom, you wasted our time. You should be ashamed of that." And they're like, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Really, what you said was really good, but what you could have just said is this." And he put this up.
Uh-huh.
Can you see
Got
that?
it. Yep. 2 circles and 2 half circles, 2 dots. Yep.
And nobody knew what that was. And they said, "Here's the key to success, and don't ever forget it. Those are belly buttons. If you go face to face, belly to belly with 5 to 10 decision makers a day, you become a multimillionaire. That's what I focus my entire career on, whether it's buying shopping centers or my water sewer companies or whatever it is that we do. I focus on meeting people every day that can make a decision to advance my career.
Such good advice.
That's why, quite frankly, there's a lot of different ways to do expires. I don't call expires. I go knock on their door and meet them face to face, because I believe that them seeing me with the message, I have a greater return.
Really simple, really clear, and really smart. When you look back, right? If you were starting over today, is there something you would have done differently or maybe earlier?
Yes. Number one, if I could have, I was different because I work for a builder. I would join a team.
Yeah.
I would join a team.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because they can coach you, they can provide leads, they give you support. Being a lone ranger, I think, is tough. Number two, I would have hired a coach or been involved in more coaching programs sooner to perfect my skills and to determine what I needed to do to be successful. I did it by trial and error, and did a lot of stuff, just winged it, but because I didn't really have somebody guiding me on the business.
Yeah.
So if I had to say start over, I'd say I'd partner on a team. Number one. Number two, I'd get a coach. Number three, I'd have an accountability partner. 4, I'd have on my schedule what training calendars I was going to go to, so you never stop learning. And 5, I would have structured prospect lead gen time, because one of my favorite sayings is, show me your calendar and I'll show you how much money you're going to make. I wouldn't go into a weekend when I was selling new homes. I had to get 3 to 5 planned confirmed appointments. If I did that, then I was successful. If I went into a weekend with no appointments, you're not making any money.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Bob, final question. And I stole this one from Tim Ferriss. You may have heard it before, but if there was a billboard, if you had a billboard on the busiest street in your town and you could just put any message on it you wanted to, what message would you put on a billboard and why?
We want to help you achieve your dreams, and we're going to find that home for you that you've not been able to find. And if you're selling, we're going to maximize your profits better than anyone else. So it's all focused on what's important to them. If I was talking to agents or just consumers, it would be about helping to change their lives for the better and providing them opportunities that they would never have before. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah. Okay, now let's imagine this billboard is pointed at one person, and it's, let's say, a 25-year-old Bob Lucido. What would that billboard say? Don't forget milk is a cheat, by the way.
What's that?
Hey, and it can't be don't forget to pick up milk on the way home, because that's cheating. Yeah.
No, and a lot of people have told me this, that what would you say today to a 25-year-old Bob Lucido? What would you say?
Yeah.
And
what would you say?
It would be something like this. This is not the exact, but it would be to pursue and live your dream. Don't let anyone steal your dream, but live with passion, but live a balanced life. So the message would be pursue your dreams with passion. Don't let anybody steal your dream. And number 2 would be something along the lines of live a more balanced life, because you will be better and you actually achieve your goals better if you're more balanced.
Such good advice. All right, Bob, if we want to find more of you, if we want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to connect with you, either on the socials? If folks want to reach out, what's the best way to do that?
Let me ask my marketing teams who's here in the background, what would be the best way for them to reach out to me?
If they've got questions.
I can give you my personal email, or bob@lucidoglobal.com.
LucidoGlobal.com. Perfect.
Bob at lucidoglobal.com.
Global.com. Yeah.
So why don't you email me there? We can start the conversation there. And then if you want to follow up and we'll have a conversation, I would love to do that with you.
Perfect. We'll put both of those in the show notes at the end.
Phil, it was an honor to be here. Thank you for asking me. It's quite an honor when I get asked to do these.
It's absolutely my privilege. Thank you. Are the Orioles going to be any good this year, Bob? We're gonna have a baseball team this year.
We got a nice young team, a great GM. I think it's going to be great. And if anybody wants to come to Maryland and have go to a ball game, let me know.
Sounds
got great season tickets.
Sounds like a deal.
I hope this was helpful. I hope there were some nuggets here that helped.
100%. Absolutely. Hugely helpful. And I know our audience will get a lot out of it. And I promise no one is going to call and bother you with an inspection report. So thank you for the time.
That's great. Okay. Thanks, Phil.
Enjoy the afternoon. Thank you, Bob. Be safe. Be well. Yeah. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Thanks again for watching another great interview with one of our Weather Report guests. Please be sure to check out some of our other recordings here. And if you want more, remember to grab the model from this conversation. There will be a link in the comments below. Until next time.